What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa channel, where I cover the most recent and important news articles. That way you can stay up to date on what's happening in the crypto space. But happy April 1st! Yeah, it's April Fool's Day. I didn't start off with a joke going like, oh no, I just lost all my money in Bitcoin and I am done forever. Well, April Fools, no, I'm not. I'm in this for the long run. But yeah, I got lots of news articles to cover with you. Mainly the big one is, are NFTs dead this cycle? Because there has not been really any news on them lately. There's no hype behind it. I'm getting the same feelings as how the metaverse was in the last cycle. The last cycle, the metaverse was popping, happening. We had Sandbox, we had Decentraland. Everybody wanted to build these metaverses online, but it just that hype didn't continue on into this cycle. And now I feel like NFTs are doing the same thing. So I got two articles for you on two NFT marketplaces are shutting down, one switching over to AI, and the hype isn't there anymore. So sure, NFTs do have some use cases still, like being in a token gated project or whatnot. So if you want to really limit access to, say, your website and data that's on there, make it token gated, where only people who have a specific NFT can actually gain access to that website and the content for it. So as long as it's in their MetaMask wallet, Phantom wallet, wherever, they can verify that NFT is in there, they hold it, and then it grants them access to the website. So that's still a good utility for NFTs out there. And also when it comes to real world assets and eventually when it gets to real estate licenses, NFTs will have a use case. But for a marketplace and everything, for just pictures and artwork, I'm not seeing that really come into fruition right now. But that's not to say down the road there still won't have its points. But this cycle, I do not think is going to do well. But let's go through those articles and a couple other I have for you. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin's price first. We are at $85,000 right now. Woo! Way to go, Bitcoin. That's a nice April 1st. I've been hearing some news out there that April could be a good month when we're looking at quarters and how March ended up looking like. It was in the red, but our next candle should be pretty green. So fingers crossed for Bitcoin has its move this cycle, as well as altcoins, because I'm still waiting on altcoin season to hit. But yeah, let's go through these articles. Let's hear about these NFT marketplaces that kind of switched pathways. So here we go. Our first one's about Bybit and how they shut down their NFT marketplace as trading volumes decline. So Bybit is shutting down its NFT and inscription marketplace on April 8th, 2025, as part of a broader strategy to streamline its offerings in declining market interest. So they see it, the NFT interest is just declining, so why keep it around? They're going to push focus to more fruitful ambitions right now. But the cryptocurrency exchange Bybit has announced that the shutdown of its non-fungible token marketplace is going to happen on April 8th. So in an April 1st announcement, Bybit warned its users that its NFT marketplace will cease operations on April 8th at 4 p.m. UTC time. Furthermore, at the time of the exchange, will also shut down its inscription marketplace and its initial decentralized exchange offering initiative. Now, the announcement explains that the measures are part of Bybit's efforts to streamline our offerings. The decision follows a similar decision by major NFT marketplace XY2Y, announced earlier this week, which is our next article. Now, Sharu Sethi, president at NFT-focused Polkadot and Kusama Chain Unique Network, told Cointelegraph at the time that the market moved on from speculative to utility-based. So the speculative phase focused on collectibles and trading is over, but NFTs are now entering their next growth era as core infrastructures, enabling massive opportunities in gaming, AI, fan engagement, and content authentication. Like I was just saying, the content authentication, you can't gain access to this content unless you have that NFT and you can verify it with it. And yeah, I totally left out the gaming and AI aspect of it. This is definitely the next era in it. So I don't think this cycle will be big on NFTs, but probably the next one, around 2028, 2030, NFTs could actually shift their focus to the new era, and we could have some amazing things with gaming, AI, and then just content authentication out there. But the NFT market is on a downward trend, though, right now. The non-fungible token marketplace at large is seeing a significant downturn. Daily NFT trading volume was over 18 million 364 days ago and stands at only 5.34 million at the time of this publication, which is a 70% fall. So oof. Now, the fall is even more dire when contrasted with heights reported on December 17th, when volume exceeded 113.6 million. But since then, the volume has fallen by over 95%. Here's that chart showcasing it. So yeah, December, we had a nice little spike going and everything. But since then, it's been a downward trend is felt throughout the market. Reports resurfaced earlier today show that NFT projects Gutter Cat Gang saw a rocky token launch of its Gang token on a chain on March 31st, attributed to a technical issue by a third party. However, others pointed to reportedly low interest in the token. Now, data shared online indicated that the project only attracted 3.66 Ether, worth about $6,800 in its token sales. This is a far cry from the project's $1 million target, but the team has not yet addressed those claims. Now, a late March report shows that NFT sales dropped sharply in the first quarter of 2025, plunging 63% year over year. Still, the report points out some outliers such as Doodles, the Lolli Maker, and Pudgy Penguins are outperforming expectations. And Pudgy Penguin, that's a whole nother story. Like that guy sold actual plush toys, dolls at Walmart, made that partnership, and whoever had that was given an NFT with it of Pudgy Penguins, and that unlocked like token drops. It also, I think, gives you access to actually profits down the road too. So some NFTs are outliers out there where they are outperforming all the others, but a majority of them aren't doing so well. But that is the first exchange to shut down its NFT marketplace. Now let's go over to X2Y2 and why they shut down after 3 years, but they are pivoting to AI because, again, it's the next era of NFTs. So NFT exchange X2Y2 will shut down after 3 years to pivot toward an AI-driven crypto. And there's that server close sign. The non-fungible token marketplace X2Y2 announced it is shutting down after 3 years of operation. According to a March 31st announcement, X2Y2 will shut down on April 30th, with the team switching its focus to an artificial intelligence project. The team shared its enthusiasm for the rapidly growing sector. And they said it's a pivot over the last 12 months. We've been diving deep into AI, hands down the biggest paradigm shift that we'll see in our lifetimes, and how it can transform crypto that we're building something new. Now, token terminal data shows that X2Y2 saw $53.6 million worth of trading volume over the last 365 days. While this is a far cry from market leader Blur with its $3 billion worth of trading volume, it is still awards the protocol fourth place behind Blur, OpenSea, and Immutable. Now, Sharu Sethi, president at NFT-focused Polkadot and Kusama Chain's unique network, said that the decision is not a sign of a decline in the marketplace, but she said that the speculative phase focused on collectibles and trading is over, but NFTs are now entering their next growth era as core infrastructure, enabling massive opportunities to AI infrastructure, and that's the same quote we got in the last article. But yeah, everyone's talking about that. But there have been some real-world implementations, and it is key to this. Study highlighted initiatives such as Mythical Games issuing large numbers of NFTs on Polkadot meant for in-game integration following a $75 million fundraise in 2021. She also pointed out a DApp Radar report showing that the blockchain gaming sector reached 7.4 million daily unique active wallets in 2024. Now, according to SETI, the X2Y2's experience highlights that NFT platforms cannot rely solely on marketplace network effects. Instead, companies should focus on building communities and market resilience by building NFTs into real-world applications, he said. And that's the key in valuing utility over speculation. Now, platforms should pivot toward utility-driven models that incentivize consistent user engagement, whether through gaming, sports fandom, or AI-backed applications. SETI said that successful platforms will create ecosystems where NFTs are part of an ongoing value cycle, not just a speculative trading asset, she added. Now, Alex Sankaviv, co-founder of the Rarible NFT marketplace, told Cointelegraph that the apparent slump is just part of the larger NFT market cycle. His comments echoed that SETI, who said the utility is key. Now, NFTs remain one of the most powerful primitive in crypto, and the next wave will be led by projects that focus on strong use cases, whether in-game, digital identity, or brand engagement. Now, what's this new focus? Well, the announcement was scant on details concerning the project that the X2Y2 team is focusing on. Still, the firm suggests that the reader should imagine yields in permissionless way powered by AI, and the new platform will reportedly allow users to earn profits throughout the bear market and bull market as an entire market cycle in what is presumably a somewhat decentralized variation on AI-powered trading. Now, this isn't just another project, it's our shot at creating real long-term value in crypto for the broader community, and we're proud to serve. Now, the announcement follows early February reports that tokens tied to artificial intelligence agents were down by as much as 90% from 2024 highs, but still, recent reports suggest that the rise of AI-driven crypto agents may be following a familiar trajectory that mirrors the initial boom-bust resurgence of an ICO-era project. Now, with those ICO times back in the day, those tokens really got boomed. So AI is still a big player in this cycle. So again, we'll see AI still boom, gaming will still have their sector because they still really didn't have their chance yet, and then common cryptocurrency projects out there and any others like big platforms going on. But that is it for what's going on with the NFT marketplace. There's still hope for it. Like, just because the marketplaces are going away, they're just shifting their focus to like just progress NFTs like where they should be. Because again, like 2020 was a big narrative on like buy this ape, buy this Bored Ape Yacht, I'm still another ape, buy this crypto punk out there. So it was a big hype and all, but that can't be sustainable. Like for those of us back then knew that like, yeah, there's still more to NFTs out there. This is just a little stepping stone in that process. So let's go on, continue on now. What else is going on in the crypto space? If you didn't know, it looks like the US government is about to complete its Bitcoin holding audits this Saturday. So we will officially see how much the US is actually holding in Bitcoin. So yeah, the US government will finalize its Bitcoin holdings audit this Saturday, clarifying the crypto stockpile and impact on the market trends. So the US government is set to finalize an audit of its Bitcoin holdings this Saturday, and the audit will provide the first full accounting of Bitcoin held across federal agencies, following a directive from President Trump. The Treasury Department and other federal agencies are expected to disclose their Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency holdings by April 5th, so just 4 more days. Now, audit of Bitcoin holdings to clarify the crypto stockpile. So in line with President Trump's executive order issued on March 6th, the government is required to report its digital asset holdings. The order established a strategic Bitcoin reserve and digital asset stockpile, which will store Bitcoin acquired through criminal and civil forfeitures. This move aims to build a long-term reserve similar to the digital Fort Knox concept. Now, according to a president document, federal agencies are required to submit their Bitcoin holdings to the Treasury Secretary within 30 days of the order, and the Treasury is also tasked with establishing 2 new offices to manage these digital assets. Now, this effort will not only cover Bitcoin, but also other assets such as XRP, Solana, and Cardano. So the inclusion of these assets in the National Digital Stockpile will be clarified in the coming days. Now, the government Bitcoin holdings and its impact on the Bitcoin price. Right now, the US government's Bitcoin holdings currently stand at 198,012 Bitcoin, valued at around $16 billion. This is a significant portion of the Bitcoin acquired through asset forfeitures over the past decade. However, the government has previously sold a substantial portion of its holdings. Approximately 195,000 Bitcoin were sold, raising $366 million in proceeds. Now, even after establishment of a strategic Bitcoin, even after the establishment of a strategic hold of cryptocurrencies, the price of Bitcoin has fluctuated since the announcement of this action. The rate of Bitcoin has declined around 10% from more than $92,000 to $82,000, which we're at $85 right now. But among these factors, they may have influenced global equities and currencies that are recent trade wars and possibility of recessions. Now, the future of Bitcoin and the government reserve. David Bailey, CEO of BTC Inc., has noted that the results of the audit could help explain recent Bitcoin price movements. The US government's decision to retain Bitcoin in its strategic Bitcoin reserve could influence the digital asset's future value, and the reserve will hold these assets as a long-term store of value without selling any of the Bitcoin. Now, the audits released together with a public ledger will shed more light on the government's position on digital assets and will also unmask the government's policy on how it intends to control and embrace digital currencies such as XRP, Solana, and Cardano, among others in the national stockpile. So yeah, audits happening. We're really going to see what the government's actually holding on to in all the agencies, and that might actually affect the price quite a bit, maybe because it's going to be either hope or it's going to be FUD. It's going to swing either way, so we're just have to wait for Saturday to see what happens. Now, what else is going on? Looks like Tether announces a massive Bitcoin purchase and becomes the 6th largest Bitcoin holder out there. So Tether, the world's largest stablecoin company, announced in its latest report that it purchased a large amount of Bitcoin. So how much Bitcoin did they buy? Well, stablecoin issuer Tether purchased an additional 8,888 Bitcoins in the first quarter of 2025, investing approximately $735 million. With the latest purchase, Tether's total Bitcoin holdings reached 92,646 Bitcoin, worth approximately $7.8 billion at the current market prices. Now, this transaction, which is in line with the company's strategy of accumulating Bitcoin every quarter and consolidating its reserve at the end of the period, was recorded on April 1st. With the latest purchase, Tether has the sixth largest Bitcoin balance in a single wallet. Now, the owners of the largest Bitcoin wallets were listed as Binance, Bitfinex, Robinhood, and the wallet where the hacked funds fell into the hands of U.S. authorities after Bitfinex was hacked. So it's not really putting in lines of MicroStrategy's wallet, Metaplanet's wallet, the governments around there, but it looks like it's just really comparing between like different exchanges out there and platforms and just different platforms of who holds the most. So, hey, Tether owns more than Binance and Bitfinex, as well as Robinhood. So that's something to take place. But the company launched its Bitcoin acquisition strategy in September of 2022, and the company officially announced its commitment to allocate 15% of its net profit to BTC purchases every quarter in May 2023. Since then, Tether has steadily increased its Bitcoin reserve as part of its long-term diversification plan. At the current valuation, Tether's Bitcoin holdings represent an unrealized gain of approximately $3.86 billion. Now, Tether continues to be one of the most profitable entities in the cryptocurrency sector, according to its latest audit report, and the company made a net profit of $13 billion in 2024. A significant portion of this was profit and was due to interest income from U.S. Treasury bonds, as well as unrealized gains from assets such as Bitcoin and gold. So Tether's still acquiring more for their reserve, their balances, and they're consolidating back that later. But again, guys, everybody is buying Bitcoin. There's only 21 million out there. So get some while you still. That's when the Bitcoin you hold really will have a lot of value, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. Borrow against it, take and then put that towards another asset to bring in more cash flow and whatnot. So there's many ways we have. We have some Bitcoin mining news out here. Oh yeah, so it looks like Bitcoin mining using coal energy is down 43% since 2011. So yeah, back in the day, people used to use coal as energy to mine to run their mining machines, but it looks like that's gone down. I think they found better ways. But let's go through this article to hear a little bit more. Bitcoin mining has shifted away from coal as an energy source despite global coal usage increasing to new highs in 2024. Now, the use of hydrocarbon fuels in Bitcoin mining has seen a sharp decline over the past 13 years, with the use of coal energy dropping significantly. The share of coal energy use in Bitcoin mining has dropped from 63% in 2011 to 20% in 2024. According to a new report released by the industry organization MICA Crypto Alliance in collaboration with risk metrics data platform Snowdians. So in parallel, the shares of renewable energy used in Bitcoin mining has steadily increased, growing at an average rate of 5.8%. So they're using renewable energy versus the traditional way. So the data reflects a steady shift of Bitcoin mining to cleaner and more sustainable energy solutions, with the study forecasting further decarbonization and mitigation of BTC's environmental footprint in the coming years. So this is just a change, or this is just records and data showing that we are switching to a more energy efficient Bitcoin mining system. We don't need to use the old guys anymore, but that's why this percentage has gone down. Annual 8% global coal consumption rate, according to the International Energy Agency, a Paris-based intergovernmental policy organization, Global Coal, use surged to a new record in 2024, estimated at 8.8 billion tons. Now, according to the IEA, 2027, as emerging economies like India, Indonesia, and Vietnam expect to see increased coal consumption in the coming years. Now, there's 5 scenarios for Bitcoin's energy path to 2030. The report outlines 5 future scenarios for Bitcoin's carbon footprint, ranging from a bearish $10,000 BTC price to an ultra bullish $1 million scenario. Now, the study specifically included 5 BTC price scenarios with $10,000 and a medium price scenario at $250,000 and a high price scenario at 500,000 and a very bullish price scenario at $1 million per Bitcoin. So yeah, so these are price predictions on peak annual carbon footprint. So the 10,000, 8 million, and then we got the state policies net zero. So in a medium price scenario, renewable energy is estimated to constitute between 59.3% and 74.3% of Bitcoin's total electricity usage, depending on the policy scenario, including nuclear energy use, the report stated. Now, the report also mentioned an expected peak in Bitcoin mining energy consumption around 2030, echoing a similar forecast in a study by the digital asset platform NYDIG, released in September 2021. According to NYDIG's estimation, even in high-price scenario, Bitcoin's electricity consumption will peak at 11 times its 2020 level, accounting for 0.4% of global primary energy consumption and 2% of global electricity generations. So yeah, so like the levels are reducing. Again, we're just going at that solves the haters problem. Oh, Bitcoin takes too much energy. The carbon footprint's terrible. I remember when they always said that out there. It's like, really? Go to the bank. I'm pretty sure they got a worse carbon footprint than Bitcoin mining does. Or go to any institution out there, any business, even your own life. It's like probably worse than what Bitcoin mining is. So, but with this kind of just helps also negate those accusations of Bitcoin being terrible, bad. It's bad for the environment. Criminals use it. It's like that's what they've always used back in the day. But with news like this, it's like, you can't say that anymore, really. But that's our Bitcoin mining using coal news. Now let's go into MasterCard news as how they're working on the blockchain to connect TradeFi and crypto. So let's hear about this. So MasterCard is developing a blockchain powered asset space. Now, the initiative led by Raj Damodaran, MasterCard's executive vice president of blockchain and digital assets, aimed to provide a compliant, user-friendly experience for moving digital assets similar to Venmo or Zelle, according to Business Insider. Now, MasterCard is positioning itself as a key infrastructure provider in the growing blockchain ecosystem by integrating its vast payment network with blockchain technology. The company seeks to enable seamless transactions between fiat and crypto markets. Now, Damodaran highlighted that financial institutions are increasing interest in blockchain due to its potential to create new business models. Now, MasterCard has been making many partnerships out there. The network has already secured partnerships with JP Morgan, Standard Chartered, as well as focusing on cross-border payments, tokenized deposits, and carbon credit transactions. MasterCard has also introduced 5 billion cardholders to interact with digital assets. Now, since 2015, MasterCard has filed over 250 blockchain-related patents and backed 43 startups in the sector. Recent collaborations include a November 2024 integration with JP Morgan to improve cross-border settlements and a February 2025 partnership with Ondo Finance to bring institutional financial assets on-chain. Now, MasterCard's blockchain expansion comes as the U.S. regulatory provides more clarity on digital assets, encouraging traditional financial firms to engage with crypto. Damodaran believes the company is well positioned to capitalize on this momentum, leveraging its scale to drive broader blockchain adoption. And I truly believe like they will be able to position themselves very well on this. Because again, MasterCard's been in the space for some time now, making definitely partnerships, onboarding their clientele, using their crypto cards that they had. And yeah, and like they just said, like with these new regulations and rules coming in place, institutions are becoming more friendlier to it, because back in the day they couldn't do it. It was against the rules. It's like, no, we can't do that because the law states this. But now since we got so many rules changing, like institutions, businesses are gonna be jumping on board like no other. Like before you know it, like if they pass like that stablecoin bill that's supposed to be coming up, like who knows, you could be seeing Apple, Microsoft, what are the other companies out there like every single business will have their own crypto wallet soon on there to just be able to gain that network of people who use crypto. Because by just like not accepting crypto payments at all, not integrating this technology, they are leaving out a big handful of people who have been in the space. They want to spend it, they want to use their crypto. So by them just blocking them off, it's like well, fine, those guys will be like, we'll go somewhere else who's using it. But now with everyone going, okay, you can use us, they will definitely use it, and definitely a lot more people will be onboarded. But yeah, that's the MasterCard news for you. Definitely still thriving in the blockchain sector, as well as Visa. There is lots of Visa news out there doing pretty much the same thing as MasterCard. But yeah, so that is that. Now I found this article and I was like going, what could go wrong? Now, what article am I talking about? Well, 23andMe genetic data on the blockchain. What could go wrong? Say says an acquisition of 23andMe could transform DNA data control, but experts remain skeptical of the tech. So yeah, like when I just saw that title, I was like, like putting our DNA on the blockchain. Like first many questions go like, well, which blockchain is it going on? Because I want to be sure my DNA information is like secure, not hackable, and who knows what they even use that for. But again, it's like, what could go wrong by putting DNA on the blockchain? What do you guys think? Let me know what your thoughts are. But let's get to this article to see like what they think about it. So when DNA testing company 23andMe announced last week that it would file for bankruptcy, a wave of speculation followed. What would happen to the troves of sensitive genetic data from over 15 million people worldwide that it had collected over the years? Well, on Thursday, Layer 1 blockchain developer Say Network announced on X that its governing body, the Say Foundation, was bidding to acquire 23andMe. Now, the acquisition would give users control of their genetic data through encrypted confidential transfers, allowing individuals to decide how their data is accessed and monetized according to the Say Foundation. Is that Say or Psy? I think it might be Psy. But the Psy Foundation called the move the boldest DeSci bet yet. We believe user data sovereignty is a matter of national security, Psy Network wrote when an American biotech pioneer faces bankruptcy. Personal genomic data of millions become vulnerable to parties that may not share the same values of transparency and open access. Now, launched in 2021, the Psy Network is an open source Layer 1 blockchain for trading. It has been built in order of machine engine and has a fast finality via twin turbo consensus and marked-based parallelization to run decentralized financial applications, NFT collections, and exchanges. Now, traditionally, health data is controlled by a small set of centralized actors, and we want to put control back into the hands of those it belongs to. The head of a decentralized science at the Psy Foundation, Eleanor Davis, told Decrypt that our high-performance blockchain is designed to handle the massive scale required for the 15 million users, genetic data sets, while ensuring privacy and security. Now, data is a top priority. While she did not go into details on the data architecture, Davies and said Psy would create a secure platform that encrypts all sensitive data, and users can choose when to share their information. It would likely involve a hybrid approach using both public and private keys. Davies said that this allows the system to handle the massive size of genomic data sets while leveraging blockchain for data sovereignty and permissions. Now, Psy will also partner with the best-in-class industry experts and security specialists to ensure that data integrity is maintained. Davies added that since the 23andMe acquisition announced on March 27th, the Psy token has slid nearly 18% from 21 cents to 17 cents. Now, we take control over your data incredibly seriously and view it as a national security issue, Davies said. So she added that several key mechanisms can be deployed where users can opt in to share specific data with the ability to select when and where their data is used while participating directly in the benefits. Now, is this another hype or legit use case? Well, still questions remain about how the Psy Foundation could realistically deliver on its promise. Blockchain ventures are often known for grand ambitions, but this is a transformative moment and a more techno-utopian hype. Founded in 2006, 23andMe is a direct-to-consumer genetics company offering a home DNA testing kit to help users explore their ancestry, health traits, and genetic risks. In recent years, declining demand for DNA testing and difficulty generating repeat customers, among other issues, have contributed to financial struggles and operational setbacks. Now, not everyone, including Professor Ahmad Banafa, a technology expert and engineer professor at San Jose State University, is convinced that blockchain is the right solution for genomic data storage. Now, there are a few problems, Banafa said. Number one, the size of the blockchain can't handle the volume of human DNA, so they have to get creative. He also noted that one workaround is to encrypt the DNA and store it on an encryption key on the blockchain. And another concern is access. He added, if it's my data, I should control who sees it, Smart contracts can help by letting users grant or revoke access instantly, but no forms, no waiting. So, hurdles to success. Banafa also pointed out to the legal and regulatory hurdles that Psy would have to overcome if they pursue this. Laws like California Consumer Privacy Act, the Genetic Information Protection Act, and possibly HIPAA could come into play, he said. Even HIPAA doesn't apply to direct-to-consumer services. Government oversight is still very possible with this. So a week before 23andMe bankruptcy announcement, California Attorney General Rob Bonta issued a consumer alert on the company's financial issues. The alert reminded customers that they have the right to have their genetic data deleted. Other attorney generals from New York, Maryland, Alabama, and Washington, D.C. also issued consumer alerts about 23andMe. Now, Banafa noted that protecting user data would require a closed system designed so that only authorized individuals could retrieve sensitive information. But even with strict controls in place, trying to cram massive data sets into limited on-chain space isn't practical, especially at scale. Storing gigabytes of data in a small block doesn't make sense, especially with millions of users, he said. It would be too slow, they'll need a smart system, access code, added security, where your encrypted data lives in a decentralized storage, using something like SHA-256, which is Bitcoin's algorithm, might be a little better to use. But Banafa also emphasized security as a significant concern, highlighting blockchain bridges as a potential attack vector in the blockchain ecosystem, which bridging does have some of its issues. I know there's some blockchains out there trying to make it a little bit more safer out there. But yeah, so there's still stuff to consider with that as well. So in 2022, the Ronin network was hacked when attackers exploited a vulnerability and stole over $600 million in digital assets from the Ethereum sidechain. The core technology is secure, he said, but these bridges are weak points and hackers have exploited them to steal billions in crypto. So they got them to steal billions of crypto. Now we're going to put that at risk with our own DNA sets at data. I don't know. We just got to, again, security is a big aspect of this. So we'll see how they do it and if they want to even use it at all. But again, security has to be addressed most importantly because, yeah, this is big. So I think I felt the same way when we had, what was that, ChatGPT guy, WorldCoin something? But we had that giant eyeball retina scanner. You scan your eye and that gives you like proof of you. So you get like discounted cheaper gas fees. I was already skeptical about that. I was like, that's a centralized blockchain. Do I really want to give my retina, my own personal genetic code data to them to be stored? So yeah, so we'll see. Like, we still got to see more on the side network, like how secure are they? I believe they're still fairly new. So we still have some ways to go from here. But yeah, so that's the 23andMe getting acquired by the Side Network Foundation. And yeah, they're going to move all that data there. We're going to find out. Now, these last news articles I have for you just revolve around hacks going on. Like, looks like there's a new hack going to Android devices that you should be aware of. So let's learn a little bit about this. Getting like Ben Stutter right there. But Crocodilius malware has been draining crypto wallets on Android. So yeah, the malware was first discovered targeting people in Turkey and Spain and uses debug languages that appear to be in Turkish. So Crocodilius, be careful. Android users, beware. A newly discovered piece of malware is targeting smartphone crypto wallets. Uncovered by fraud prevention firm Threat Fabric, the Crocodilius mobile banking Trojan employs tools including remote control, black screen overlays, and advanced data harvesting through accessibility, logging to trick crypto holders into handing over their wallet seed phrases. Now, the malware is masquerading as crypto-related apps and involves specific social engineering techniques to make victims reveal their secrets stored inside cryptocurrency wallets applications. Alexander Ehrman, head of the mobile threat of intelligence at Threat Fabric, told Decrypt that he added that it's pointing to specific interest of the actors behind it in targeting users' crypto wallets. Now, crucially, this threat tricks Android users into providing the seed phrase for their own cryptocurrency wallet. It does this by issuing a warning that asks users to back up their keys to avoid losing access. So again, be wary of a warning like that. Like, no, just go straight to your wallet, log on in, fine. Don't click on any links right there because they're asking you to go to this. So either the app has already been compromised out there or they're going to take you to a new one, but they are fishing for that seed phrase right now for you to back it up, and then they gain full control. So the threat fabric said that Crocodilius is being distributed through a proprietary dropper that bypasses security protections on Android 13 or later. Now, once this dropper installs the malware without triggering Play Protect, it requests accessibility service permissions that allow it to bypass the accessibility service restriction and enabling it to deploy a screen overlay to gain passwords. Now, the malware shows users a fake warning message that reads, "Back up your wallet key in the settings within 12 hours. Otherwise, this app will reset and you may lose access to your wallet." Now, Crocodilius also works as a remote access Trojan, RAT, meaning operators can navigate the user interface, swipe using gesture control, and even take screenshots according to Threat Fabric. This allows the malware operator to use Google Authenticator to access its two-factor authentication passcode. So you're getting even to your Authenticator app too. So be careful. Now, the malware does all this discreetly by using a black screen overlay so that the phone owner can't actually see what actions are being carried out remotely. So yeah, they're blocking your view. It's like you're trying to go on your phone. It's like, oh, it's black screen, can't do it. That's when they're in your phone. They're going through your Google Authenticator app. They're trying to log into anything they can. So who exactly, though, is this hack targeting? Well, at the time of publishing, it appears that only users in Spain and Turkey have been infected by the Crocodilius. Now, the malware first discovered targeting people in Turkey and Spain and uses a debug language that appears to be in Turkish. Now, how the initial dropper is downloaded is less clear according to Threat Fabric, so it could well spread beyond these locations. Now, according to Threat Fabric, users are tricked into downloading the droppers through malicious sites, social media, fake promotions, text messages, and third-party app stores. And Android users can mitigate against the risk by only using Google Play Store to download apps and not downloading APKs from other sites. So yeah, they're targeting you from everywhere: the social media, malicious website that you're linking your wallets to, fake promotions out there, text messages. So this is how they're getting you to download it. So if you have an Android 13 or newer, again, this is only targeting Turkish and Spain people, but just still, like, from this warning, only use the Google Play to download it. Never just download off a website, because you never know if that's a legit one or not. So that's just some ways to be a little cautious about it. But Aramin told Decrypt that despite being a newcomer to the mobile threat landscape, Crocodilius' rich set of capabilities could make it a competitor to establish malware as a service and ongoing underground markets. So yeah, so they may be coming to like the underground markets out there to really just use that as a service. Like, hey, we got a thing that works for you. So do you want to steal some information? Here you go. So this could be like a dark web, like a service that would be thrown on there. So yeah, so be careful out there for Android users, especially if you're in Turkey or Spain. And then who knows if this comes to America, just be cautious. And is there any other hacking news out there? Nothing for attacking people, but it looks like a hacker did transfer $70 million out of a payment platform, UPCX. Let's learn about this and we can end up this video. So open source platform UPCX lost $70 million worth of tokens due to unauthorized access. The team suspended operations while they investigated the breach. Now, an unauthorized party withdrew about $70 million in digital assets from open source payment platform UPCX, according to a security alert issued on April 1st. The blockchain security firm Cyverse flagged suspicious activity involving 18.4 million UPC tokens, estimating the value of the compromised funds at $70 million. Now, Cyverse said someone accessed a UPCX address and upgraded its proxy admin contract, and the attacker then executed a function that allows admins to withdraw, leading to the fund transfers from 3 different management accounts. Now, at the time of writing, the stolen tokens had not been swapped for other crypto assets, and Cointelegraph contacted UPCX for comment, but did not receive any immediate response. But since then, the UPS price dipped 7% following the unauthorized transfer. So UPCX acknowledged it had detected unauthorized activity involving its management accounts, and the team suspended deposits and withdrawals for UPCX in response to the incident. It said that user assets are unaffected by the issue, and it is actively investigating the matter. UPC's token price dropped amid the news of this from $4.06 to a low $3.77 during the incident. Now, this UPC hack mirrors previous attack patterns. In a statement, Cyber's co-founder and chief technology officer, Mir Dolev, told Cointelegraph that while the root cause of the attack remained under investigation, these types of incidents often stem from compromised credentials or flawed access control mechanisms. Dolev told Cointelegraph that both of these vulnerabilities have been the predominant cause of Web3 losses in 2024, and the executive said the same causes were responsible for over 80% of stolen funds during the year. The cybersecurity executive also said that the attack pattern was similar to previous exploits. Dolev told Cointelegraph that the incident mirrors attack patterns we've documented in prior exploits, where access to critical administrative roles enabled malicious upgrades and fund drain. So this isn't the first time this has happened. Now, the executive added that the hack underscores an urgent need to enhance security around wallet permissions, multi-signature implementations, and runtime transaction validations. The $70 million stolen in the incident would more than double the amount lost in the previous month in March, which crypto stolen hacks only reached 33 million. So definitely a little double of that. But yeah, so this wasn't personal wallets hacked, but at least administration of the account, like the owners, the admins, theirs was one who gained access and then just switched some stuff around to give them the ability to withdraw funds, and that's how they did it. But again, this is not the first time this strategy did play out. They didn't say in the article which other companies this happened to, but it's not the first time. But that is it for you. That's all the hack news. That's the NFT news. That's government news out there. So yeah. I hope everyone has. I think the fear agreed index definitely went down again. Yesterday we were like at 36, and I think today we are at let's coin market cap load up. It'll be right here in this little square, 24 fear. So this is a great time to buy. Well, maybe a couple hours ago was a great time because that's when we saw Bitcoin go from 82 to 85. We're at 84 right now. So definitely when we're in fear territory, that's a great time to buy. But I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. I got to get ready for our crypto class we got going on here at the Bitcoin Ben Crypto Club. So if you want to attend these classes, join the club, be a member, and yeah, we can also help you out with some no KYC, be a member, and we can help you out. So everyone, hit that like, subscribe, and I will see you again tomorrow at noon.
In a world where your data is constantly under attack, one company stands for your digital freedom. Introducing Calyx Solutions, your gateway to ultimate online privacy and secure cryptocurrency trading. Meet the Liberty Laptop. With its modified OS and advanced tracking prevention, it's your shield against surveillance. Access restricted areas, use recommended security software, and browse with confidence. Your digital footprint? Virtually non-existent. For the crypto pros, we present the Crypto Laptop. Pre-configured on premium hardware for secure trading. Optimized for your favorite wallets and exchanges. It's the fortress your digital assets deserve. Both laptops come with expert individual training and support. You're never alone in your journey to digital empowerment. At Calyx Solutions, we put you in control. No more worrying about data breaches or compromised transactions. Ready to join the revolution? Visit calyxsolutions.io and choose your perfect laptop today. Plus, become an affiliate and earn while sharing the power of digital freedom. Calyx Solutions. Unlock your digital freedom. Give us a call or text at 702-845-8276 or visit us directly at calyxsolutions.io.